How much does it cost to get a max constellation 4-star in Genshin Impact? Turn out it is 172 rows on average to get any 4-star characters on the character banner max constellation. And if you're looking for a specific 4 stars, then the number go even higher. So let's talk how we got this number. Before we start talking about numbers or how we got the numbers, let's talk about the gachaing and the banner in Genshin Impact. So the assumption is that you're looking for a characters on the event banners, a 4-star character on the event banners. For example, Ningguang or maybe even Diona. We're not gonna consider the standard banner or the weapon banner because those are just completely out of the question when you're looking for a 4-star characters. I think if you're rolling for these, you better know what you're doing. So let's look at the detail of the banners. You might know this by now, but every single features banner is gonna have free rate of 4-star characters. The base probability of getting a 4-star item is gonna be 5.1%, and you get a guarantee for every single 10 pull that you do for a 4-star higher item. And whenever you don't get whenever you get an item, there's a 50% chance it's gonna be one of the features character, and if you don't, the next one's gonna be guaranteed. You probably know all of this by now. There's some other minor stuff like the 5 stars probability and the guarantee, and like the split between the banners. That's gonna slightly affect the math in a little bit. We're not gonna cover it in here. If you're interested, you can check it out in the description of all the pre-assumption that we make in order to calculate the math. With those assumptions and rules being made, I wrote a program to simulate pulling gachas. We'll be doing only single row pull because it makes the event a lot more independent as well as easier to calculate. And so the way the program works is pretty simple. We just keep on pulling and pulling until we hit a max constellation 4-star characters. And then we just count the number of times it took us to hit that max constellation 4-star character. Do know that this is not a specific 4-star character, instead it's any 4-star character max constellation, and we stop. And then we do this about 10,000 times, and then we simply just count and find the average to see how much pull on average we need to hit a 4-star max constellation characters. So with that in mind, let's do some gacha. And let's see what the number tells us. The average number of pull required to hit C6 4-star is 172. Let's try this again, see if we get a different number. 172, 172, 172. So the average seems to be about 172 in order to get any features 4-star to hit the max constellation 6, which translate to 27,520 primal gem, which in dollar wise, buying the biggest package will give us 8,080 gem, and so we'll have to buy about 3.5 packages or $350 US dollars. So I make the program output image of what exactly people are pulling so we can kind of visualize. Let's take a look at this guy. This guy was able to hit his 7 Diona, so he got constellation 6 Diona, right? The base copy and the 6 constellation after. But he didn't hit any Ningguang, he only hit 2 Beidou. And if you take a look, most of it pull actually come from pity. Like this is a pity here, this is pity. This is like 6 pull in, so not pity, but pretty close. Pity, 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 pity. Actually, like a majority of his pull is pity. He did his child, but this is the 5-star pity right here. So this guy spent about 110 row, and he was able to get the C6, which is close to average. But he has really low count of Beidou and not a single Ningguang to be seen. So let's put another example and see what's up. This guy got another Diona. He's another C6 Diona puller. He has 5 Beidou and 2 Ningguang. Damn, this guy got 3 5-star characters, which is really lucky. The back-to-back 5-star especially here, and then just getting another one near the 20 pull. But what I want to draw your attention to is that notice how all his Diona are at the second half of the pull. And he put a lot of Beidou at the beginning, and then he never saw Beidou anymore. So imagine this is you pulling, you're trying to look for the child, you pull 4 Beidou, and then you're like, damn, I'm so close to constellation 6 Beidou, so you keep pulling, right? And then you hit your child, you hit another one actually. And then finally you got your first copy of Diona. This is about 100 rolls in. So you got your first copy of Diona 100 rolls in. And you keep on rolling to see if you can, I don't know, max your Beidou, because you're like, damn, you're so close. The game is like, hey, alright, I'll give you another Beidou. And then it doesn't give you any more. It only gives you Diona. And then in the end, you max your Diona before you hit your max Beidou. I think this is a pretty good example and interesting visualization of what a gacha pull could potentially be like. So let's take a look at the distribution. The way to read this graph is that the x-axis is the number of pull needed to get their first constellation 6 4-star character, any one of the 3 of course. And these the y-axis is the number of people who actually have needed that many rows. You can see it's very uniform as we would expect, hovering around the average 170 in the middle right here, which seems to be what most people are pulling their first C6 4-star characters, as we have the number we have figured out. There are some people who are really lucky getting just 60 or even 70 row for their C6 characters, but at the same time there are people who are really unlucky, going almost approaching 300 rows for their C6 first C6 4-star characters. And that's only if you don't care which constellation 6 you hit. So hitting any constellation 6 characters on the features banners. In order to hit a specific one, let's say Ningguang, because I know a lot of people are trying to hit that constellation 6 Ningguang currently on the Chao banner. We're gonna change our program and let's run it again. The average pull is gonna be 244. Run it again. 245. So it seems to be around 244 to 245, or maybe even 246, which is how many Primal Gem? 245 times 160. It's gonna be 39,200 Primal Gem. So let's take a look at another case to visualize what's going on. This person was able to hit his C6 Ningguang after a 231 pull. Do you know that he hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Diona, which is one more than you needed to hit C6. Although he only hit 3 Beidou. And he hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 other some random 4-star. So it's pretty on average. It's actually slightly better than average, as the average turned out to be like 240, 250s. But once again, do know that a lot of these are pity row. So right here, pity row, this is a pity. You pretty much, if you see a bunch of swords together, these are pity. Sometimes you do get lucky, like this pretty close back-to-back Ningguang, and then he hit his, this is probably the pity 5 stars, and then his second pity 5 star, because this is a 90, it's a 180, and then just a bunch of pity overall. Pretty tragic actually. And so once again, let's take a look at another case to see what's up. Let's take a look at this one. This one looking kind of tragic. So he spent 405 row in order to get his C6 Ningguang. Noticeable stuff here are that he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He hit 11 Beidou and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 Diona before he was able to get his C6 Ningguang. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15. So he hit, and then he got 15 some other random 4-star stuff, like either Bennett, Xiangling, or I don't know, 4-star weapon. So pretty tragic, although he had pretty good luck on his 5 stars actually. He hit a 5-star here. This is like not pity row, and then in 20 rows later hit another 5 stars. Pretty lucky. That's a down streaks, hit another 5 stars. 20 roll later 5 stars, 20 roll later 5 stars, and then he's a really long streak. This might be a pity between this one particular in here, oops, and this one particular in here. Too lazy to count, but look, pretty close to 90 rolls between this and this. And then wow, this guy hit another 5-star and just 3 rolls later after that. So how many 5-stars did he hit? Oh, by the way, these are not all child. I'm just too lazy to separate them. So some of these are like Deluca and stuff, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. He is 7 5-stars before he was able to get his C6 Ningguang. Damn, I don't know which one's more impressive, but yeah, this show you the true nature of gacha hell. Imagine if you want to C6 Ningguang and the game say no, here's 6 Chao instead. Here's a C6 Chao, guys. So let's take a look at the distribution again. Most people are getting their C6 Ningguang around the 230, 240, 250 mark, just like the number that we have predicted. Some people are getting them at their 50, 60, less than 100 rolls. Not that many people though, but I imagine these people are probably just like straight up hitting like 7 Ningguang in a row, like in their 7-8 pull or something, the lucky people. Although what I want to drive your attention to is the upper bound of this graph. Know that there's actually no upper bound of this graph, as in like you can be stuck in gacha hell forever. You can roll 1,000 and never get your C6 Ningguang just simply because you can hit the other 4-star characters instead. Although that probability definitely slowly decreased to approach 0. It does exist, however. Taking a look at some people here, so there are people who are rolling 400 rolls and they're not getting their C6 Ningguang, even 500 or 600. At 600 rolls, this is how many 5-star guarantee. This is like, it's 90 each, so this is like 8 5-star you already got before you got your C6 Ningguang, and this just show you how dangerous gacha hell could be. At the time of doing this video, the free-to-play streamer and Velocity have about 25k in Primal Gem. That means that he's actually expected to hit a single Constellation 6 4-star characters when he eventually roll on his Ayaka banner. It goes to show you that how free-to-play player can indeed hit a Constellation 6 4-star characters, but it'll take a long time for those Primal Gem to come and to save them. That's it for this video. I hope you guys learned a thing or two about gacha hell. Like and subscribe, comment. See you guys next time.